right, we leave for a trip in 1 week from today. So we're just doing minor projects until then. Not wanting to get into tearing anything up too much here that could delay our departure. But I do have a little minor to do, looking at my bus to-do list. So I keep a printed version of this somewhere in the bus, but I also keep an electronic version of it in my phone. I see something else I got to check off here. I did do that. Needs to be checked off. So, this one here, bathroom vent leaking, is still happening. Bathroom vent leaking again. In a previous video, I went up there and applied some Dicor to that. Didn't do the trick, so I bought a replacement. I'm just going to go ahead and take that off and put a new one on. So that's today's project, because we're in Oregon and it's going to rain. It's raining right now. I'm glad to be inside, so I'll get after it. So here's the culprit. You can see it's browning from age, and exposure to the sun. Before I went and I put some Dicor on all these screw heads, but I didn't take it off and redo the sealant underneath here. This is butyl tape. It's hard, crusty. Well, I think it's butyl tape. I'll know once I get into it, but if I'm going to go that far to replace this sealant underneath here, I'm just going to go ahead and replace the vent, because, yeah, this vent was still available. Got it on Amazon. Price wasn't bad. I think it was $100 or less. Probably a lot less. I just don't remember. It's been a while. So I'm going to go ahead and get my impact screwdriver, take all those straight blade screws out, which I hate, and scrape that butyl tape off of there. Well, I already got these top ones out, and one of these was pretty crusty over here, just about fell out, busted off the side. If I end up going to the hardware store, I'll probably pick up some different hardware for this, because I don't like straight blade screws, because it's hard to drive them correctly, because there's nothing to hold the bit centered in there. Just likes to slide right off. I got a little Dicor on these helping hold it though, I guess. Well, that's probably giving me a little extra bite. Let's see, slipped off there and scratched my paint. Found some steel on this roof. There's obviously steel under here, because this thing's sticking to it. Over here it won't, but right here there's steel under that, which I thought all this was aluminum. That means you can get dissimilar metal corrosion. All right, let's see what this thing is going to do here. I really don't want to have to scrape this stuff off my paint and booger it all up, so just see what we got going on here. All right, enough of that. Time to get out one of my favorite tools. So I reach for one of these ultrasonic scrapers whenever I've got any kind of goo to remove. Problem with this is that they will scratch the hell up out of paint. So this is good to use when you are removing stuff on your roof to do a clean paint job or whatever. This will get right after it. So I'm going to proceed carefully here. Get it started anyway. Yeah, it's starting to dig in there. See that shit? Damn it. All right. I wonder if I got enough here to get it off there. Might need a little more convincing. So yeah, instead of trying to jam my scraper through there by hand, that thing just goes through like butter. So the butyl tape has stayed fresh on the inside. But looking at this, you know, it's probably leaking here because this is all black and, you know, it's probably allowing water through there. Took a piece of my paint off when it came off. Taking more paint off. Yeah, it's not making me happy. I also noticed a crack in this thing underneath one of these screws. Over here, there was a crack. Well, now I'm just going to proceed as carefully as I can because I don't want to lose any more paint than necessary here. See, there's a piece gone. Some more trying to come off there. So there's a trim ring here that I just removed the screws from. Well, it looks like the previous owner fabricated a spacer here and painted it to match to make up the difference in the thickness of a bus roof to normal RV roof. And it's got some caulking on it that I don't like. I don't know if that's just cosmetic or what. I guess I'll pull that out of there and clean that up. Well, here's the replacement vent. It's kind of an odd one. It's not the normal 14 by 14 size hole. Okay, I'm back on the roof and just checking how this is going to fit here. The holes line up with the old holes, which is good. It's the exact same mold used to make this. I got it setting in there so that it opens this way in case we forget, you know, going down the road. The wind will not tear it off. So buses, old buses are curved. This is flat, so you can see there's a bigger gap on either side here. So what I'm going to do is I will use 2 layers of butyl tape on the top, the bottom, and about to here. Well, maybe just this first screw hole on either side. I'll use 1 layer here and then, you know, 2 layers to try and, you know, get some variation in thickness there that we can try and, you know, level that out a bit. Okay, I ran up to the hardware store and got some stainless screws for this. And I'm continuing. verify the direction this opens. So the angled side is towards the front. I'm just looking at this spacing here to see, you know, is this really gonna suck up or do I need more? You know, and looking at it, I really kind of feel like maybe putting a third layer there. I gotta see if I got the holes lined up, and maybe I'll try mashing on a little bit here. I need to go get my awl. Okay, I gotta get this thing lined up as close to the original holes as possible. Let's see here. See if I can find them. Nope. Is that it? Let me hold this spot. Yeah. Just gonna start a few of these. That one's going in crooked. Yeah. This needs to shift that way just a little bit. If possible. That thin plastic will just snap right off, so I don't want to give that too much of a juice there. I can see it stressed it already there. Let's see what we got over here on the other side. Yeah, it's lined up pretty good. Yeah, I think it's gonna suck up okay. So the last step is to apply Dicor. This is the self-leveling variety. There's two kinds. Some people prefer to use silicone. I do not. This stuff is designed to stand up to the sun and UV, and it remains gooey inside. So it'll come out, and you can just kind of blob it on there, and it'll level itself out. That was a bit much for that. But just put it on there, and it kind of doesn't matter too much. How you do it, because unlike caulk, this self-leveling stuff will smooth itself out. But you don't want to use the self-leveling stuff on the side. They have a non-self-leveling stuff for vertical surfaces. Getting a little carried away there. It'd take me a minute to get the right amount of squeeze down here. So yeah, that was too much on those first few. Just go around it. It'll form kind of a hard skin, kind of like a toasted marshmallow, and inside it remains gooey, even years later. So it has better properties for use on RVs than silicone does. And no, I'm not being paid to endorse it. I'm just talking about a product that I've used successfully many times. Easy to use, and so on. Somehow there's an ant up here. Probably hitched a ride with something else that I carried up here. Oh crap. I got hung up on the ladder and I spooged it everywhere. Oh, damn it. So you can kind of see this stuff flowing out now. You know how it has gone from the pile that I made and it's just sort of marshmallowing out. That's going to create a waterproof seal over those. That's pretty much it. I got to clean up here. Put the tools away. All right, there's the inside all buttoned up. The caulk in there is just being used as a gap filler because the trim ring is larger and the bus is thicker. So it's just to fill the gap there. It's what the previous owner did, and I did the same thing. Has nothing to do with preventing leaks or anything like that. So that's it for now. Appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for updates. Thanks.